Hi all, welcome back. So it is Saturday, December 11th today, and I have realised I am running out of time to get my stuff ready for when I go home because, as I mentioned yesterday, I'm working all of this week and I'm currently on my breaks. So Saturday and Sunday I get my longest breaks because it is just two of us here, so we do get a little bit of a longer break. So I thought I would today go through, show you my WIPs because I needed to go through them and decide which projects I'm going to take home for Christmas. So over Christmas I've obviously got some time off work. I am now able to travel back home. So there's going to be days where it's winter, we're not going to be going out, and I quite like just having some time to do my stitching. So I am going to take a couple of different projects. I'm just not sure which ones I'm going to take. Some of them may be new starts, some of them may be WIPs. So what I'm going to do today is do my WIP Parade, so I can go through and see all of the WIPs that I have started, and then I can then see each project and decide which ones out of these I want to take, and then probably just before I go I will show you what projects I'm actually going to be taking. So my first WIP is actually my newest WIP, and I've shown you this quite a lot. It's the Let It Snow. So this one I've recently started. I'm not sure if I will get this finished before I go. It is quite a small pattern. I just don't have time to do that much stitching. So this is one, if I don't get it finished, I think it might be coming just so I can get it finished, because I really do want to get it finished, and I'm hoping it's going to be small enough to turn into a Christmas ornament. So that one is by Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and I'm stitching it on 16 count sea spray. I'm not sure of the brand, and I'm using all of the called for colours because that came as a kit. So I can't remember all of the projects, what they're stitched on, and I don't have my little journal with me. That is currently in the office, but what I have next to me is, I'll show you afterwards, I have a little ottoman that I have in my room. I have two of them, one of them with my charts and one of them with all of my WIPs and kitted up projects. So the next one I have in here is also a recent start, and it is the Let It Snow by Autumntown Stitchery, and I'm stitching this 1/1 on 25 count vintage country mocha, and I'm not sure how well you can see these. So for most of these I don't actually have the printed picture because I tend to work off digital copies, or I just have the printed chart. So Let It Snow, and I will try and insert photos up here if I have time when editing this, but if not, you can see this is by Autumntown Stitchery, and I'm using most of the called for colours. There's a couple that I think I've had to switch because I didn't have it in my stash, and I am trying to use Stitch from Stash. The next one is also an Autumntown Stitchery, and I believe this is now my oldest WIP, which I absolutely love this piece and love it. So this is Autumntown by Autumntown Stitchery. This one I have completely switched out all of the threads because I did once again a Stitch from Stash, and I believe I'm stitching this on 18 count Jodrell Designs in Jade Dragon. So this is one of those ones where it's actually a really bright green, but every time I try and photograph it or show it on camera it comes up really muted, but it is a really bright green. So I think I'm nearly at a page finish. I've just got the blue sky to do up here for it to be a page finish. So I really want to make sure this is going to be a focus piece. I'm not sure over Christmas, but definitely start of next year, because it is my oldest WIP. I want to get that one done. And by oldest WIP, I mean this is a year old. I started this in 2020, either November or December. The next one I have is, and this is Heartstring Sampley My Shadow. This was one of my unicorn patterns. I saw this and I was searching everywhere for it. I now know you can get it as a PDF, but at the time of searching for this I had no idea. I am stitching this on a Chromatic Alchemy 20 count and Cassia Rosa. It is absolutely stunning. So it's a really nice pinky mauve colour. And I don't know if this is actually going to show on camera because my screen doesn't show up the colours at all on this. But what I've done is, this was one I worked on over the summer this year. I filled out all the words and then did the outlines. So this one is just one that I need to fill in the black. So this is probably going to be coming with me because it is a nice project just for fill-in. So I don't have to have the chart, I don't have to have anything. I can just have a small pair of scissors, the thread, and I'm using a Sulky 1005, which is their black, and I've just got a big spool of that. So I have a feeling that one will come with me just because it is a really nice travel piece. And that one will also be stitched on this week because I have a lot of early departures. So early morning departures, always fun. The next one I have is the Hocus Pocus Truly Mimi Witch. And I really haven't got that much done of this at all. I've basically got the orange done. This was one of those ones where I was trying colour blocking. My first time stitching on perforated paper, which actually I don't think is bad. But I think I just started this and then was over Halloween, so not sure when I will pick that one back up, but I know when I do pick it up, it will be finished really quickly. The next one I have, oh, that's my secret project, so can't show that one, I'm afraid. I will show that when it's done though. So I then have my Dimensions Santa Arrival Christmas stocking. And this is one that I'm half tempted to bring just so that way it makes me work on it a little bit. I'm stitching this in the called for colours and the fabric that came with it, which I believe is a 14 count Ada. The fabric is just really stiff, which is what I'm struggling with on this. But it is a lovely piece to stitch, so may be coming with me to make me stitch. This one definitely will be. And I'm not actually going to show the stitching on this. I have just started it, but this is after the rain. And as I've mentioned before, next year I'm going to be doing a challenge where each month I will stitch something using this pattern and the engraver's pattern to make a piece. So I'm going to be doing a challenge with this one, so I need to bring this one to make sure I work on the January piece. So I'm going to put that to one side because that one is definitely coming. The next one I have is, oh, the Drawn Thread, the Kitchen Garden. And I'm stitching this one on a XU Designs, is it? It's, I remember the shade is called Ghostly Shadows, but I can't remember. Yeah, XJU Designs. So with this one, I've just got the first part of this stitched, and I am using my own colours completely. I've just randomly gone in my stash and pulled a selection of threads. Yes, I've just randomly, there's a mixture of Gentle Arts, Weeks Dye Works, Classic Colour Works, and I've just pulled at random. I really wanted to do something with the over-dyed threads, and with this chart I just thought it was so nice that I would just pick at random as I go. So that's how much I've got done. Not very much at all. That is pretty much the first part of this flower. But this is a really nice one to stitch, and I'm loving the fact that I'm just randomly picking. There is no reason to it or what, but this fabric is also gorgeous. It's showing up quite plain on here. It's actually a greenish, it's a greenish fabric with like a little bit of grey hint to it. So absolutely stunning. What's funny is some of these projects I kind of started, I've done like a day or so's work on it, and then it's obviously been put away. The next one, and you can tell I haven't planned this at all. Oh, this is Madame Chantilly's Celebrate Winter. So I started this in March Madness, and this was the one that was actually voted for. I knew it would never be a finish, but my goal was to do the top tier of the tray, which I have done. So that one is on a super huge piece of fabric, but once again, this shows that I completely underestimated the size of Madame Chantilly patterns. So absolutely love this. I love the ice skate. I love how that one turned out. I think I'm pretty much finished the first row. I'd have to go back and look because my pattern is a digital pattern. But that's another thing I love about Madame Chantilly patterns is if you email her or message her through Etsy, she will create the digital pattern for you, so you don't have to have the weight in order to get one. Okay, the next one is, I believe this is, yep, let me just pull it out. And I'm sorry about the bag sounds, I just didn't have time to pull them all out previously. So the 2020 Pandemic Sampler Sassy Girls by Sassy Girl. And this one, that's all I have. Just this little bit, which is which is just this little tiny thing here in that corner. Yep, I didn't get much done of that, but I do love this fabric. So this one was it's in the shade Veronia, and it's an 18 count even weave. And I have a feeling I'm going to go back to Chromatic Alchemy and purchase some of their 18 count even weave. Let me turn this around. But this fabric is gorgeous. I don't know if you can see it, but it reminds me of like a fiery evening. It's got pinks and reds and a blue and green in it. It's absolutely stunning. So this one, I clearly need to get some work into it. So yes. And I do have to put them away as I go because I've got to film this, and then depending on the time, probably won't have that much longer, so I don't have time to put them all away. The next piece was meant to be my focus piece for this year, but I got completely distracted. And this is my Loose Feather series. And my piece of fabric is huge for this. Let's try and work this out a bit here. So I'm currently on the third one of these, which is She Sights a Bird. But this series has been super fun to stitch. I love the colours in this. But yeah, so this one is stitched on a 16 count Chromatic Alchemy in the shade, June. And this is the one that I'm currently working on. I've done all the top, I've just got this bottom border to do. I have decided there are, I believe there's 12 charts. I'm only going to do 9 of them. But yeah, definitely something that I need to pick back up because that was meant to be finished by the end of this year. I just got so distracted with other things. I kind of, at one point, I was going really, really well. January, February, stitched a piece a month. March Madness kicked in, and then that was that. It did not restart. So, I'm sorry, I'm sitting on the floor and my feet have gone to sleep. So that is actually all of the WIPs that I currently have. Those are my current WIPs. which isn't bad. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have 11 current WIPs, which when I filmed this, I thought we were going to be here for like 45 minutes. We're not going to be, because that's that. So I have 11 WIPs at the moment. The ones I'm definitely going to be taking is I'm definitely going to take my After the Rain, because I need to get my piece finished in time for January. I'm not sure when those are going to come out. I think I'm going to do that series so it comes out at the end of the month, because I don't think I'm going to have time to get my piece stitched and fully finished, especially now my holiday plans have changed. I was originally going to be back before the new year, but now I get to spend New Year with my family. So yeah, so I'm not sure exactly what is going to happen with that, but that is something that I'm definitely going to take with me, and depending on whether it's finished or not, Let It Snow will be coming with me. But what other pieces do you think, out of those that I've showed you, is there any there that you really like the patterns, or have you stitched any of those? I'd love to hear down below. And if you're brave enough, how many WIPs do you have? When I first started, I thought I was going to be a Is it a monochromatic? No, it's not monochromatic, that's one colour. I can't remember what the word is. So basically, I thought I was going to be stitching just one piece until that was done. I then realised I needed 2 or 3 pieces, because I am the type of person that I do get bored of things. I get very obsessed with things and I will stitch and stitch and stitch. And there's other things where I'm like, yeah, I'll put in like 100 or so stitches and then put it down. So yes, that is definitely something that I knew I was going to do. But then when I started YouTube, it kind of exploded, and I thought I was going to have more than that. I thought I was going to have like 20 odd WIPs, but I have recently got quite a few finished. I finished my cookie exchange, I finished a couple of other secret pieces that I had working on, so I guess I'm doing quite well with that. I do have a lot of projects kitted up that I want to do next year. Obviously I'm going to be doing the After the Rain series next year. I also want to do I'm going to pick one of my monthly series. I'm not sure what monthly series, because I have like 6 or 7 month series, so like where it's January through to December, the months of the year. But I'm thinking next year what I want to do is on my Instagram is at the start of each month post a picture of a finished cross stitch of one of the monthly series that I've stitched, and do the same designer throughout the whole year so I can get that whole series finished. And then that way on my Instagram I can clearly see what was in January, what was in February, what was in March, and so on. So that's definitely something I'm going to be doing. I may actually pick which one I want to do. I'm not sure yet. I've got 3 or 4 different designers for that, so I need to work out which one I want to do for that series. So yes, I've got After the Rain, I've got my monthly series. I then want to try an ornament a month sale. There's loads out there, I just need to find one and join that. So I'll be working on something like that each month. And then I think I really just want to focus on getting my WIPs finished. I have 11 of them. I'm really hoping by end of next year at least most of them are done and out of the way. I also am hoping that my chatelaine stuff will come in, so I have my chatelaine as a piece of focus. But yeah, looking at these, I'm really not sure. I've kind of been sitting here putting them in piles as to whether I want to stitch on them now or put them away. There's some like the witch, the Mill Hill kit for the witch, that's definitely not going to be stitched on now. I'm not feeling Halloween at all. But then I've put practically everything else in the same pile, so I need to go through and work out which ones I want to take with me, because I realised over the summer I packed way too many cross stitch pieces and barely touched any of them, and I know there's a couple of new starts that I want to do, which I'm going to treat myself to a new start over Christmas. So yeah, that is my WIP Parade. Let's quickly have a look at my advents. So starting for Drudgery Designs Day 11. So this one is called Sugared Sweets. And this one is one that I really just think is spring. It's this gorgeous pale blue and pale lilac colour. Absolutely stunning. So I really need to start stitching with some of these to see what they're like actually stitched up. Then on to the Patchwork Rabbit Day 11. We've got Classic Colourworks in Khaki Mocha, which is a gorgeous off-white. See, when I look at it in this light, it just looks off-white even. But when I hold it up, there's almost like a very pale greyish pink tint to it. But that's absolutely gorgeous. I love the fact that I'm stocking up my classic colourworks. I'm loving not having to try and pick which ones I want. So yeah, that's me done for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, let me know which WIPs you like the look of, or if you think there's any that I should make a focus, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely festive period, and I will see you all very soon. Bye guys!